Good afternoon. Hope you're having a great day. The book of Numbers, Bamidbar. Passover, the Jews left Egypt on a 49-day trek to receive the Torah on the 50th day, Shavuot, which we will celebrate a week from tonight. And when the Jewish people travel in the desert, the prophet Zechariah reminds us of the words that God says, Zacharti loch chesed ne'urayich. I remember the kindness of your youth when the Jewish people were just young and a nation just beginning, leaving Egypt. Lechtech acharai bamidbar, going after me in the desert. Be'eretz lo zerua, in a land that was not plowed, that was not planted, it was a barren place. God says to the Jewish people that I remember the sacrifices the Jewish people made, the faith they had, the unconditional faith coming out of Egypt after so much struggle, and yet following God blindly into a desert, a barren land, without knowing where and what, because they were following the way of God. That was the deep faith of the Jewish people. And although all of the Jewish people who left Egypt died in the desert, except Joshua and Caleb, everyone else who was over 20 passed away. They set the way and paved the way. They charted the way for the Jewish people to go into Israel. That's the story of the Jewish people. We're a people of tremendous faith and sacrifice. We follow God blindly. We have faith in bitachon in Hashem. And we set the stone, we pave the way for future generations to be able to go after and be able to live in safety and security. Just this past week, there was a remarkable bris in the Holy Land of Israel. Rabbi Eshchar Naaran is a young 33-year-old man. He's a rabbi in the Hester Yeshiva. And right when the war broke out on October 7th, he came to his wife who was expecting her third baby, and he said, I want to go into the reservist, I want to go fight. And his wife says to him, you don't have to go, because just 4 months ago, you donated a kidney to save someone's life, and since you had that surgery, you're exempt from going as a reservist. And he says, I know I'm exempt, but how could I not go fight for my people, fight for Israel, fight for the future of Jews, pave the way for Jews to live securely and safely in the land of Israel? And so he went to the reservist office, and when he came in and he gave them his Tudat Zehut, his passport, they said, you are exempt. You just had surgery. You gave a kidney to save someone's life. But he said, I want to go and I could prove that I'm fit. And he took the training to prove them that he was fit. And he was deployed on the Lebanon border. And unfortunately, his tank was hit by an RPG missile. And he ended up in a coma, brain dead for a week. And when his family realized he wasn't going to make it, his pregnant wife decided to at least continue and fulfill his wishes. And they donated his second kidney to save a second life. They donated his lungs to save a third life. They donated his heart to save a fourth life. They continued his legacy of saving lives. He passed away. 2 weeks ago, his wife gave birth to a healthy baby boy. And last week, the bris took place in the Holy Land of Israel with over 1,000 people in attendance. And on the chair of Elijah, there was a picture of a modern day Elijah, Rabbi, Sergeant Naaran Eshchar, who gave his life, protecting his people, saving lives, and making sure there would be a future Israel for his children and all of the Jewish children to walk safely. This is the story of what the prophet Zechariah says when God says, Acharti la chesed nurayich, I remember the kindness of your youth. Lechtech acharai bamidbar, going after me in a desert, be'eretz lo zerua, in a land that was uninhabited. The Jewish people, this heroic rabbi, Eshchar Naaran Eshchar, and thousands like him, give the sacrifice every day to continue and pave the way for Jewish people to continue living as proud Jews. God bless you. Have a great day. And let us all learn from this hero, and let us exemplify his life by living Jewishly and proudly in a way that justifies the sacrifice that he made for us. God bless you.